Hello, everyone. Welcome to Big League Dreaming, the podcast. I am John Gonzalez. Big League Dreaming is a podcast about fulfilling your dreams and taking it to the next level. Speaking about next level, how about the World Baseball Classic finale? Team USA versus Team Japan. Oh my gosh, the finale was March 21, Tuesday night, and it ended in dramatic fashion. Some would say you can't script it better than this, folks. But I don't know why, right? We had this feeling that this is how it would work out, right? We'll get to the details of this dramatic ninth inning, but what a World Baseball Classic. What a classic. So much fun to watch. So many great moments. I'm still thinking about Randy Arozarena and stealing that home run. I mean, there's just so many moments that we can relive about this year's World Baseball Classic. Again, my name is John Gonzalez. This is your very first time listening to Big League Dreaming, the podcast. It is a show with a dad, that's me, John, and his three sons, Zach, Ty, and Zane. Not in preferential order, but that is the birth order. They're all great young men. I love them so much, and we get to talk every week about the game that we also love so much as a family. That's the reason why we started this podcast, just to stay together as our families continue to grow and they all get married. They're all married now, living in different parts of the country. And it's a way, this podcast is a way for us to stick together and talk about our passion for baseball. On the show, we'll talk about what it takes to make it to the next level, whatever that level is for you, right? We have had Little League coaches, we've had minor league coaches, we've had college coaches. I went out of order there. We've had broadcasters for the minor leagues on this podcast. We've had players, so it's a little bit of everything, and we appreciate you checking out the show. If you missed an episode, definitely go back and listen to some of our favorite episodes throughout the last couple of years. And we hope you enjoy it. And feel free to reach out to us. Ty will tell you at the end of the podcast how to reach out to us to maybe share an idea, or maybe you want to be featured, right? Maybe you have a story to tell and you think it could help others to fulfill their dreams and take it to the next level. I just want to wrap up here real quick before we bring on the other guys onto the show. This World Baseball Classic, what a dramatic finish. I'm sure Ty will break down some of that dramatic ninth inning, but we all saw it happening, right? Shohei Ohtani, arguably the best baseball player on the planet, is pitching the ninth inning, right? A starter for the Anaheim Angels. He is now coming in to close this dramatic game. 3-2 is the score is in the ninth inning, and he's coming in to close out the ninth inning. And in the 3 spot is Mike Trout, his teammate for the Angels, playing for Team USA. And it's all going to happen, right? And like I said, Ty and the others can break down this at bat. But for me, I think lost in this moment is the fact that Ohtani manages to get a double play. He manages to get Mookie Betts to hit into a double play. Kind of a routine double play here. Ohtani walks the leadoff batter, McNeil, right? In a great at bat. And McNeil just battles. It's just a good old-fashioned battle, and he wins out. Some really close pitches there. Ohtani's throwing in the upper 90s to low 100s, 99, 100, 101, 102. He's touching the gun there. So to me, Ohtani shows how good he is by getting Mookie Betts to hit into that double play pretty early in the count. Mookie's really aggressive, and then he comes back at him and gets that ground ball to second, and that double play is turned. So to me, that was one of the key moments to set up the big 2 outs, up by 1 run, taking on his teammate, Mike Trout. I'm going to pass it on to Ty here. He'll break down more of the ninth inning here and more about his thoughts about the World Baseball Classic. Ty?
Thanks, Dad. What an amazing World Baseball Classic it's been. I can't believe we have to wait another 4 years for another one. It went by so quick, like Zach said on some of our previous podcasts. This thing's going to move fast, and it's going to be the championship in a couple weeks. And it was really exciting to see. Before we break down this final at bat, Japan was one of your favorites, Dad. And after a few games, I could see why. They were an amazing team. Of course, last night, I think we were all rooting for USA to pull it off. But when it came down to it, and I was watching the game, I kept saying, I don't see how Japan loses this game. Pretty bummed still that Japan beat Mexico in that semifinal game, and Mexico blew that game. I really thought they were going to pull off the upset there, so I'm still kind of bummed about that. But before we break down this at bat, I want to point out Trey Turner. What an amazing World Baseball Classic he had. I mean, he had that huge monster grand slam a few nights ago to get USA that big lead to go into the championship in that semifinal win. And he hit another home run last night, and he hit 5 home runs in the World Baseball Classic, which was up there for records of World Baseball Classics. I think they showed the list during the pregame. I want to say he was up there with players like Adam Dunn, Ken Griffey Jr., and he might have set a record, actually, for most home runs in a World Baseball Classic with that 5th home run last night. A-Rod on the pregame was saying he was predicting USA to win, and he was predicting a Trey Turner home run. And sure enough, Trey Turner in his first at-bat hit that home run, and it was like, wow, this guy is on fire right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does going back to MLB, seeing if he's still on fire a little bit or if that's going to cool off, see if he has a monster April. So that's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, let's break down this last at-bat. Of course, it's the two captains, Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout. The two teammates, you couldn't have wrote it up any better. I mean, the two in the beginning of the game, they both come out with the flags. They both give the little stare down. Of course, they would be the final, the whole thing. Of course, it's going to be them two facing off against each other. And I found an interesting stat. I was reading up about it. Mike Trout has only swung and missed 3 times in a row in only 24 of his 6,174 career MLB plate appearances. He's only done that 24 other times, and that's crazy. He had 3 swings and misses. I mean, that never happens. Mike Trout does strike out quite a bit, but for him to swing and miss 3 times just shows you how good Ohtani really is. And yeah, congrats to Japan for winning it all. I'm going to pass it along to Zach. What did you take away from the World Baseball Classic this year, Zach?
Thanks, Ty. Yeah, man, I had such a blast watching this World Baseball Classic this year. We had such good moments, amazing games, an amazing finish. It's definitely going to be a World Baseball Classic to remember for a while. I saw, I think it was yesterday, that Commissioner Rob Manfred just announced that they'll be doing the next World Baseball Classic in 2026. So, Ty, we're only going to have to wait 3 years instead of 4. So that'll be really fun. The last few days were just amazing games altogether. I mean, you think about the Trey Turner Grand Slam for USA to come back and beat Venezuela, who was undefeated in that quarterfinal game, to advance to play in the semis against Cuba. They handled Cuba pretty easily, but that Venezuela game was back and forth, and then Japan, Mexico. I definitely wanted Mexico to win that game. They were in control. They were in the driver's seat. They had the lead going into the 9th inning. Brought in Gallegos, who had 2 appearances in the World Baseball Classic and hadn't given up any runs. So for Japan to come out the bottom of the 9th and hit the walk-off there was a really cool game. That game was back and forth. And then, of course, the finale, the matchup that the World Baseball Classic really that's what they wanted to see, right? Was Japan versus the USA. I didn't know if we were going to actually get that, because I feel like the format this year for World Baseball Classic was kind of set up for, I guess, for the underdog Cinderella story team to kind of get in. So the way the pool play is, how you get 2 teams to advance from each pool. It really set up for a couple teams to get in, like Mexico, that you wouldn't think would advance. So, but they ended up getting the matchup that they wanted, the USA against Japan, and that game was just awesome. Very impressed with the Japan pitching. They used 7 pitchers. They gave up the 1 run early from the starter, home run to Trey Turner, and then shutout inning after shutout inning. They had the Kyle Schwarber home run, which came off of Yu Darvish in the 8th, and then Ohtani shut it down in the 9th. So such a great World Baseball Classic altogether. Like I said, can't wait for the next one. Can't wait for some more big moments. And now we only have a week to go until opening day coming up on the 30th. So definitely looking forward to Thursday for opening day. So Ty, what did you or Zane? I'm sorry. What did you think? What were some of your favorite moments this year for the World Baseball Classic, Zane?
Yeah, I think my overall favorite moments probably from this World Baseball Classic was probably just, seeing the entire community around baseball just get very engulfed in it, and really just seeing the whole world really band together and like be all tuned into this entire thing, and especially down the stretch, and seeing how like just how locked in the world was to the World Baseball Classic, like especially during March Madness. This is such a big time for sports, and baseball was still at the forefront of it, and I think that's a huge win for the entire baseball world. But definitely down the stretch there, I didn't get to see a lot of it. I think I was bummed. We were playing when Mexico was playing Japan in the semifinal game, so I didn't really get to see any of that, unfortunately. Didn't get to see a lot of the championship game. I caught the last couple innings, so I was able to see the Schwarber home run, the 9th inning with Ohtani coming in and walking the leadoff guy, and I would have loved to see them to bunt Mookie Betts and kind of see what happens from there. Do they intentionally walk Trout with Ohtani? Do they let Ohtani go head-to-head against Trout with a runner in scoring position? That's something, I wonder if DeRosa is going to get questioned on it, or if he has been at all in the post-game press conference. I didn't really see it, so, but it overall was a really, really enjoyable World Baseball Classic. I know I was seeing stuff all over the place about it, so it was a win for baseball for sure. It's going to be interesting to see how some of those guys get reacclimated back once they return to their clubhouses, and what it's like when those guys get back for opening day, and if any of those guys do struggle out the gate, going from those high intensity, high excitement, high pressure situations to opening day baseball, and the juices get flowing for opening day in the MLB, but after that, it's business as usual. It's a long season, 162 games, and a lot of players take it at a different speed than others. So it's going to be interesting to see how all the MLB guys handle getting back into the swing of things. So that's something to keep an eye on. But overall, definitely a win for baseball. I think a lot of people are going to be tuning in next year in 26 for the next World Baseball Classic, and all the MLB guys coming out with saying this is the most fun I've had in years, and this is the most fun I've ever had playing baseball. I think during the next World Baseball Classic we'll see a lot more superstars playing that weren't playing this past year. I think we'll see a lot better pitchers coming in and wanting to play in the World Baseball Classic, as opposed to kind of shying away from it. So I think this past World Baseball Classic was a big step forward for the game of baseball and the World Baseball Classic as a whole. So it's going to be really interesting moving forward, and it's a good segue into opening day.